The Unshakable Mind, How to Think Like the Top 1%. They said he was a failure. 5 times bankrupt, 6 business collapses, over $50 million lost before his name ever meant anything. But Howard Hughes didn't stop. He didn't retreat into the shadows of regret or drown in the noise of naysayers. He built airplanes that defied gravity. He rewrote Hollywood. He lived like a man possessed not by ego but by vision, because he knew something most never discover. Success doesn't come from luck, privilege, or even talent. It comes from the mind. Not just any mind, the unshakable mind. This is not about positive thinking. This is not about manifesting riches with affirmations whispered into your bathroom mirror. This is about the architecture of belief so deeply rooted, so fiercely constructed, that no storm can shake it. This is about becoming the kind of person who doesn't chase success, they attract it. They don't hope for greatness, they expect it. And when life tries to break them, it only sharpens their edge. Let's talk about you right now. Wherever you are, you're not here by accident. You've been led here by the quiet whisper inside you, the one that says, I was made for more. That voice isn't lying. It's simply waiting for you to silence the noise, rise above the chaos, and begin building the unshakable mind. Clarity is power. Before Edison lit up the world, he had to first see the light in his own mind. He didn't just want to invent a light bulb, he wanted to banish darkness itself. And he did it because he saw what others couldn't. He wasn't chasing an idea, he was following a vision. Most people live without clarity. They wake up each day reacting instead of acting. Reacting to news headlines, reacting to social media, reacting to the expectations of others. But the top 1%, they move with purpose. They know where they're going before they take the first step. Their minds aren't cluttered with distractions, they're sharpened by intention. So ask yourself, what do you truly want? Not what you think you should want. Not what society expects from you. Not what your parents dreamed for you. Number what do you want? Speak it out loud, write it down, make it real. Because until you define your destination, every road looks the same. Clarity gives you direction. Direction gives you focus. Focus gives you momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence builds belief. And belief is the fuel that turns dreams into destiny. There was a time when Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper job because he lacked creativity. Imagine that. A man who would go on to build a kingdom of imagination told he had nothing to offer. But he didn't listen. He didn't let someone else's judgment become his reality. He believed in a mouse long before anyone else did. He believed in magic when the world only saw cartoons. And he changed the world because he refused to let doubt dictate his path. Belief is not passive. It's not sitting back and hoping things work out. It's not crossing your fingers and saying, maybe next time. Belief is active. Belief is defiance. Belief is the decision to create your own truth, regardless of what the world tells you. The top 1% believe differently. They believe in themselves even when the evidence says otherwise. They believe in the unseen, the unfinished, the unproven. They believe so fiercely that their conviction becomes contagious. People start to follow them not because they have all the answers, but because they walk like they already know the way. That's the secret. You don't wait to feel ready. You act as if you already are. You speak as if you already have. You live as if you already are, living the life you desire. Because belief is not the result of success, it's the cause. In 1865, Abraham Lincoln stood at the edge of despair. The Civil War raged. His son had died. His leadership was under siege. Yet, he didn't collapse. He didn't surrender. He stood taller than the fear. He spoke not of defeat, but of unity, of healing, of freedom. And through his unshakable resolve, he became the leader history remembers. Resilience is not the absence of pain. It's the presence of purpose. The top 1% understand this. They know that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. They fall. They fail. They get crushed, but they rise again, because they know something the rest of the world forgets. Setbacks are set-up points. Every time Thomas Edison failed, he learned. Every rejection J.K. Rowling received, she stored as fuel. Every bankruptcy Howard Hughes endured, he rebuilt stronger. They didn't run from adversity, they ran toward it, because they understood that resilience is not just about surviving, it's about evolving. You will face hardship. There's no escaping it. But how you respond defines everything. Will you let it harden you? Or will you let it refine you? Will you allow it to shape your story, or will you use it to sharpen your strength? The unshakable mind does not avoid struggle. It welcomes it. because it knows that within every trial lies the seed of transformation. Henry Ford once said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." That's not just a quote. It's a law of human nature. Your mind is not a passive observer, it's an architect. It builds your reality based on what it believes to be true. If you believe you are powerless, you will be. If you believe you are capable, you will become. Discipline is the bridge between belief and action. Without discipline, belief is just fantasy. Without discipline, vision is just daydreaming. Discipline is showing up when motivation has left the room. Discipline is doing the work when no one is watching. Discipline is choosing consistency over inspiration. The top 1% are not necessarily smarter, richer, or luckier. They're more disciplined. They structure their days around priorities, not distractions. They guard their time like gold. They understand that excellence is not a single moment. It's 1,000 small choices stacked together. Start now. Build the habit, even if it's small, even if it feels insignificant, because discipline compounds. One focused hour today leads to 10 tomorrow. One healthy meal leads to a lifetime of vitality. One page written becomes a book. One conversation becomes a movement. One action becomes legacy. When Nikola Tesla arrived in America, he had little more than a notebook and a dream. He came to work for Edison, but he didn't stay there. He didn't settle. He kept pushing. He kept learning. He kept asking questions no one else dared to ask, and in doing so, he helped electrify the entire world. Learning is the engine of evolution. The top 1% never stop growing. They read, they study, they seek mentors, they reflect, they adapt, because they know that knowledge is power and wisdom is leverage. But learning isn't just about accumulating information. It's about transformation. It's about applying what you learn to change your mindset, your habits, your life. It's about turning theory into action, turning insight into impact. Surround yourself with thinkers. Follow those who challenge you. Listen to voices that make you uncomfortable, because growth happens outside of comfort, and the unshakable mind thrives in the fire of expansion. Adaptability is survival. Look at the story of Steve Jobs. Fired from Apple, exiled, left for dead, but he didn't disappear. He returned, stronger, smarter, sharper, and he saved the very company that cast him aside. The world changes, markets shift, trends evolve, technology disrupts. But the unshakable mind doesn't resist change, it anticipates it, it prepares for it, it uses it as a weapon. The top 1% are not rigid, they are fluid, they pivot when necessary, they adjust their strategies, they embrace uncertainty as opportunity, because they know that flexibility is not weakness, it's intelligence. Stop clinging to outdated methods. Stop holding on to old identities. Let go of what no longer serves you. Because adaptability is not about changing who you are, it's about becoming who you need to be. Gratitude is the final piece. Not the soft, sentimental kind, but the fierce, grounded kind. The kind that sees struggle and still chooses appreciation. The kind that finds value in every lesson, even the painful ones. Warren Buffett doesn't sit on his billions and complain. He eats a cheeseburger and drinks Coca-Cola. He laughs, he gives, he stays humble, because gratitude keeps you grounded, and groundedness is the foundation of lasting success. The unshakable mind doesn't look at life through scarcity. It sees abundance. It sees possibility. It sees opportunity in every setback. It sees meaning in every moment. Practice gratitude daily, not as a ritual, but as a mindset. Say thank you for the pain, thank you for the lessons, thank you for the chance to try again. Because when you operate from gratitude, you unlock a deeper level of energy, clarity, and peace. You were not born to blend in. You were not created to play small. You were designed to lead, to inspire, to transform, to leave a mark that lasts beyond your years. The top 1% are not gods. They are humans, flawed, broken, struggling. But they chose to rise. They chose to believe, they chose to act, they chose to persist, and in doing so they redefined what's possible. Now it's your turn. Not someday, not when you feel ready, not when the stars align. Now, this moment, this breath, this choice. Build your unshakable mind. Start with clarity, fuel it with belief, strengthen it with discipline, sharpen it with resilience, expand it with learning, refine it with adaptability, anchor it with gratitude, and watch as the world begins to bend around you. As opportunities find you, as people follow you, as success becomes not something you chase, but something that follows you. Because when your mind is unshakable, nothing can stop you. Nothing. Not fear, not failure, not criticism, not time, not even death. Only you, only your vision, only your voice, only your relentless pursuit of greatness. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your story. And it starts now.